All right, and we are back. Welcome to the finals match of Dominate Dominion number 102. It is going to be Clueless versus Benchwarmers, and the struggle continues as we see which team will take first this week.
The bans we have are LeBlanc, Thresh, Janna, and Fizz. Janna targeted at Mad Supportal, Fizz targeted at Wolfer. Thresh because of his incredible soul gain and being overtuned, and LeBlanc because she is a very, very, very strong assassin.
Yeah, LeBlanc just being so highly mobile. Some people claiming her to be the new Kassadin, just because she has so much mobility, so much burst, able to just single out a target, blow them up, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, looks like they're going to be getting rid of that Leona and getting rid of Zyra. Both very, very important bans. Leona being the number one tank right now in Dominion, and Zyra having that crazy amount of poke and power.
Zyra's poke and ability to just keep people out of the jungle and just delay point captures, and her counter and anti-initiate is just far too strong to be on this map if you're planning to play an aggressive team comp.
Yeah, if you want to go for that heavy engage, Zyra is definitely something to get rid of. She is just so good at shutting down bruisers and tanks trying to come in and initiate. The ultimate, as well as the plants getting the boost from it, is just so much damage, and it really starts to add up fast. So Wukong and Kha'Zix also going to be being banned out here. Wukong, of course, great team fight. He's got that ultimate, knock everyone up, and just start shredding them with that Q. And Kha'Zix being number one on the map. Obama bug, always looking for change.
Champion has far too much burst damage, incredible survivability, really just packs everything onto a kit besides being actually ranged, but where do you need to be ranged when you get a 800 range lead?
Yeah, exactly. And then Nidalee also being banned out, getting rid of that vision, getting rid of that those spear pokes. And, you know, it's kind of strange that they ban out the Nidalee because they do have a Parkhurst, and I know a Parkhurst is very well known for his Nidalee.
I can tell you a story as somebody who has actually played on Clueless and been with them in a number of victories in the finals. Parkhurst absolutely refuses to play Nidalee on Clueless. He feels that when Mike is not there, Clueless is unable to run a finesse comp, and that Nidalee is an incredibly detrimental pick because of Pop's play style and how he likes to play his ranged champions.
Very, very interesting.
And we see Vi being the first lock-in for Clueless, which is probably going to be Bebe Pop's champion, as nobody else particularly plays it, even though Parkhurst possibly could.
Yeah, so they are picking up that Vi, and of course the Jarvan and Brand being picked up here. So there is going to be a Brick Oven comp coming out from Benchwarmers already. That Jarvan Cataclysm into the Brand, Pillar of Flame, and Pyroclasm, just completely filling up the Cataclysm with fire, thus creating the oven.
Also, we had a question from chat from Sapphire12, just wondering, why are there chat bans and in-game bans? Fancy, do you care to explain this really quick?
Yes, right now there are just so many champions in League of Legends that 6 bans it just doesn't feel like enough. There's always going to be incredibly strong champions on the map that you have to ban out. And so when you have so many champions, you need some extra bans. It allows you to get rid of the strong ones, and then you can target ban people as well. Because that's really what drafting is all about, is targeting out your opponent's strong champions and picking against their team comp. So that's why we have the extra bans. Chat bans are really useful, and we're hoping Riot implements them into Summoner Rift tournament soon as well. But we are going to have Annie and Maokai being picked up for Clueless. And they are very comfortable with those champions. I've seen them playing them for weeks and weeks and weeks on end.
It looks like Mike's going to get hands on his Lulu again. It has lost its first game last week. Will it lose another game this week? Only time will tell as we see how this game turns out. Buddha hovering over the rock, but I do not think that will be the last pickup. Probably will be something along the lines of a Lee Sin or a bottom laner for Buddha, unless he feels like bringing out an AD carry. He is a very versatile player.
Yeah, Buddha Rice being one of those old school PEX members, able to play just such a wide variety of quitting the game. So, yeah, Buddha Rice being the master quitter here, and we're going to see what happened up with this situation, and we'll get right back to you guys. But yeah, as you were saying, Buddha can play a large number of champions. He was going to pick Mundo, actually, but he did not pick Mundo. As you mentioned earlier, Mad Supportal aka Z-Mike, did play Lulu last week, and he did lose for the first time ever on that champion in tournament play. He's been undefeated for countless weeks, and he actually lost with it. So,
And Mike attributes his losing to Lulu to his team. He told his team, he said, ban Wolfer's Fizz, ban Wolfer's Nocturne, pick Wolfer's Fizz, and he said he tabbed out of League of Legends, and his team had an inability to listen. And he has no faith in winning on any team that doesn't know how English works. Those are words right from Mike's mouth. So we'll see if, Treeline are able to use English, as apparently they meant a Mundo pick as Buddha DC picking Pantheon, but because the timer didn't run out, I assume they will be able to get their Mundo pick. I'm not actually certain on the rules.
They are going to go same picks, same bans. In case you need to dodge, in case you need to pick a different champion because there was a bug or there was an error, someone didn't own the champion, what you do is you quit out the game and you say, hey, we're going to keep our same picks, we're going to keep our same bans, this person is just going to play this champion. So that way the other enemy team is fully aware of it. Sometimes you just don't have all the champions, and because Dominion is so versatile and who's viable, you don't really have a specific placeholder champion like old school Season 2 Evelynn. So...
Man, I forgot Evelynn used to be used as a placeholder pick. That was so long ago.
Yes, back in the day, Evelynn was like, okay, we don't have the champion, we'll pick Evelynn, and then you message the other team and say it was supposed to be this. I really think we should just end up deciding on a champion that could be used as a placeholder for DD.
Well, that champion used to be Thresh, but now he is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, Thresh used to be bottom of the bucket, and then he rose to power and dethroned Kassadin as the king of Dominion. So his buffs kind of overshot a little bit there and turned him into quite the powerhouse. Of course, why he is banned this game as well. So we do have the brand being picked up, and Zounds already has his Mundo pick. That's what Buddha Rice was supposed to pick. Movement, they did have the Jarvan, so there is that. That is going to be their top lane comp. Let's see what Wolfer's going to pick, because I'm very curious what he's going to run bot lane.
And now that the Pantheon does seem to be open, it looks like Clueless are thinking about playing it. However, that would move Hafe to the melee Maokai that he does not like playing because he does not play that champion. Parkhurst would be the one to have to play it, or Bebepop. There would be a significant amount of shuffling unless Wolfer felt like being Sauron and taking that Pantheon to the bottom lane.
He might actually be taking it down bot. We were just talking earlier, he was trying to expand his champ pool for bot. He might have been practicing the Pantheon. We know how much he likes to have those roaming bot laners where he can get up and get around the map super easily with those global ultimates. So we'll see what the lock-in is. Parkhurst is running out of time to lock in here. It looks like the Urgot is going to be coming out. Pretty much almost the same exact team comp as we just saw the last game. Except
this is a comp that pretty much all of these champions, aside from Vi will be substituted out for Jarvan. We're run back in the Blueberry and the Pex era of Dominion. This is a very, very, very old school comp that has been run in Dominion for a very, very long time, and with the new school champions and the new meta champions being banned out, all these older players are just falling back on these champions.
Falling back to the meta that they once knew. Yeah, I remember seeing the Annie, seeing the Pantheon, Urgots, the good old tree all the time. It was good stuff.
And none of these champions have been nerfed. They are all pretty much the same as they have always been, with Pantheon seeing a few nerfs very, very recently. But, Urgot's the same. Annie got Tibbers buffs. She's actually gotten buffs. So a lot of these Dominion champions are of relative strength or even stronger than they were before.
Yeah, Jarvan actually came under some nerfs recently with his standard. So that didn't even, phase his viability, really. Some people thought he got a lot weaker, but it just meant you switched up your skill order a little bit. And Vi actually got nerfed this past patch as well, her Q and her R, but she still seems to be doing just fine.
You need a substantial amount of AD to make up for those base damage nerfs now for Vi, but, she's still here. You see Elise still being played in the LCS, even though she got substantial nerfs. She's another one of those champions whose kits are really, really strong, so it's really hard to have a substantial nerf affect them other than a rework like what they're doing to Gragas, which a lot of people think might take him out significantly out of viability. But we
Yeah,
do see
he
Sam with
is.
the final lock-in of Jax.
Oh, that Jax bot lane, Sam is very well known. He is pretty well known for his bot lane, Jax. He plays him in 3v3 as well. And Sam being the number one challenger player in Twisted Tree Line. He is probably, like, I want to say he is the best Jax, probably next to Sauron. Those two, I don't know which one could be tossed up. Sauron hasn't played Jax in so long.
No, Sauron opts to not play Jax because he likes to play fun champions, and he doesn't find Jax fun. He calls the champion, a face roll champion, so that's why he's opted to pick different things. But, Sam plays to win, and Jax is a very, very strong champion and gives him the means to do so.
That is very true. Once he gets that small snowball going bot lane, he just completely runs off with it. And, yeah, if it's strong and it works, you run it. If you want to go for the win.
Now, Sam is pretty known for getting the best of Wolfer in the series that they have played in. The last time they saw Trees and Clueless met each other. So we'll see if Wolfer finally found the answer to his Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was one instance where Sam went Riven and Wolfer pulled out the pocket Hecarim. That was quite a match to see, as Hecarim was actually doing really well against Riven. But past that, he hasn't been able to pull a full win out of the lane yet. So I'm really hoping Wolfer's been working on his bot lane and getting it ready for this matchup, because most of the time Sam ends up carrying from that bot lane. And if he can shut that down, that'll give Clueless the opportunity they need to push and win this game.
We'll probably see Bibapop playing Vi because he knows he needs to be the ganker for his team. Make sure Wolfer, snowballs bottom lane and gets him off on a good start. Because if his bottom lane wins, it means his bottom lane can roam whenever he wants. And as long as the bottom laner can roam, Clueless is in very, very good shape for this game.
Yeah, Clueless is always about those 5-man fights, making sure they can get an entire team onto the enemy team. That's why Wolfer loves to play the Nocturne. He loves to play the Pantheon and just get around the map and stay mobile with his team, even if he is the bot laner. So we are going to get loaded into this game in just a little bit. As you can see, both teams running the 3 Ignites and the 2 Exhausts. Ignite on both of the bot laners, and then 2 Ignites, 2 Exhausts each top. So good spread out there. And actually, do you think Clueless should have taken 1 more Ignite because there's a Mundo on the enemy team? Or do you think 2 is enough to handle him?
Oh, they are running 2 Ignites top. I think that will be enough for Mundo, as his ult has a pretty significant cooldown in the early levels. I think it'll be fine. They do, however, need the exhaust for when the Jax comes to late game. When Jax hits late game, having those exhausts are going to be very, very important, as I do believe he's going to be a bigger late game threat than the Mundo.
Oh yeah, once he gets those items, once he gets that snowball, got to lower that attack speed, lower that ability damage, make sure he is not hitting as hard as he can. Alright, so we are getting loaded into the game here.
We are in the first game of the finals, DominateDominion number 102. I am Retired Peoples here casting with
Fancy Wolf, and we are bringing you this game today, sponsored by, we need a sponsor, Popples.
I would say sponsored by Smashboards, but
Oh, we're not sponsored by Smashboards.
They haven't showed us that much love.
That would be really, really cool, sponsored by Smashboards. Someone get on that. We need Smash.
No, I'd love to be sponsored by Smashboards. I would also love to be sponsored by somebody who sponsored Trihex, but I don't know how much I can talk about that on stream.
Be pretty cool.
There are a lot of people who sponsor people out there that you wouldn't necessarily think about,
That is true, yeah. Sponsored by Panuki. Sponsored by 3v3GG. Yes. Alright, we are loaded into this game here. It is going to be Benchwarmers versus Clueless for your finals match today. Is Clueless going to take the game, or is Benchwarmers going to shut them down? We will have to wait and see. And it looks like Hafe is opting for that tier start again on that Urgot.
Seems like he loved the power of the mid game. It's very much stronger than the build he normally went without the Merman. The Merman gives you about 300 extra damage on each auto attack and each Acid Hunter you shoot once it's fully stacked and turned into a Muramana. It's the best damage item that you can get on an Urgot.
Indeed. Of course, by picking that up, though, you are sacrificing your early game. So it's just a matter of can your team hold out long enough for you to get that Muramana and not completely get rolled over. And if you can achieve that point, your damage will spike considerably. So it is a gamble, but if the gamble pays off, it pays off very well. And pretty standard openers coming out for most everyone else. Zoun's opting for the Doran's Shield, which is pretty okay on Mundo because health regen is pretty nice. But I don't know, I think now I'd still favor double Ruby Crystal.
I'm quite surprised to see Bryce playing the Brand instead of the Jarvan. I assume movement feels like he's very, very comfortable on the Jarvan in order to take it from Bryce. Bryce doesn't generally... he's a very versatile player, but he does love his bruisers more than his mages.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, Buderice and Panzers playing those double bruisers. It was very scary to go against, but he's still a good player. Again, like Booberry and everyone else, he's very versed on most of the champions. So it shouldn't be too hard for him to play that Brand.
We do see a nice Pillar of Flame landing. He is opting to level his Pillar of Flame first for that AoE damage, as we see cleavers and saplings and all the like being thrown out and health pots being on everybody. So we're going to have a significant amount of poke as another 3-man Pillar of Flame hits. And a nice glitter lance into a Jarvan standard combo is going to bring progress and Have very, very low. Movement, however, going to be the first to fall. Cleaver going to pick up Have-Hearted. Mad Portal and Buderice going very, very low as we see Exhaust being thrown out and the kiting ensuing. Lulu is going to pick up Vi, and Booberry is left by himself at the top point.
Is Booberry going to be able to stop this? He is not, and I think that is going to be Boo, RIP. Very nicely done there by Benchwarmers. They are going to be able to get that top point, but the revives were popped, and now it looks like Clueless is coming back up top to try and contest this windmill while they go B.
Oh, movement trying to pull a Parkers on the turret like some other people did in previous weeks, but just not phasing through that wall as the poke is significantly in Clueless's favor. Movement does not look like he's going to be able to get out of this one. Or is he? No, the auto attack from Have-Hearted is going to pick him up from over the wall. Zounds is going to fall, and Buderice is not looking good.
Buderice is going to go down. They were all so low, and they didn't get the chance to be because the revives came up, so they are going to be able to get that, and the lose-to-win strat ends up taking the windmill. So now they're going to start taking those points down from Benchwarmers, and let's see if they can take that lead back.
Wolfer bringing Sam very low in the bottom lane, but Sam opting for the counter-strike. Will Wolfer get the 2 blocks off? No, he does not. He is going to fall, and we see Bibapop coming down. It's a little late on the gank, but he's probably going to pick up Sam with a wall breaker over the wall.
He does have the Assault and Battery, but is he going to use it? No, he's just going to use that W there, or E, excuse me, and finish him off. So he's going to cap that, but Buderice is down there to stop him, so he's going to have to back off. Meanwhile, Clueless is going to try to hold off this top lane push. Lulu does have the Storm Shield, so that poke is going to hurt a lot if it hits someone. And same with Booberry, he does have hit their Storm Shield as well.
You know, everybody's just chilling out, trying to get their bearings. Nobody can really fight a 3v3 on point. Benchwarmers opting not to dive, as it would be very ill-advised. They're waiting for their Brand and their Vi, respectively, to come back up, as they both do have high impact, high damaging ultimates, and we see Parker's being initiated on by movement. Lulu ult coming up, getting a 2-man knockout, and the AoE is just everywhere.
Wow, man, that was pretty crazy. The Maokai ult actually cut so much damage out of Benchwarmers that I think they might end up losing that fight.
Buderice blowing revive, he did get blown up first in that exchange. He got a lot of his AoE down, but it just wasn't enough because of the Maokai. Bibapop coming across, barely missing the Wall Breaker. Mike was pushing, Mike aka Master Portal was pushing the lane. He is going to retreat.
And it looks like Clueless is going to be heading back. And looks like Jackson Pantheon having a little bit of an argument down here. But Sam gonna go B, probably opting to go for a Blade of the King first, or possibly Triforce. He's gonna get that Cutlass.
Sam CSing very, very well in the bot lane. He is already up 600 gold from the solo kill and just the general minions he's managed to kill.
Yeah, looking at both of those.
Wolfer looks like he is trying to ult top lane, but it looks like Benchwarmers caught wind of it very, very early, and they are backing off as soon as Wolfer left the map.
Yeah, Sam doing a really good job of calling out. He's saying, hey, guys, Pantheon is missing. Be very careful about your engages. I don't know where he's at. So now
It's very important how Benchwarmers are playing this. They are relaxing. They are only ticking down 1 point at a time. They have top lane pushing, and Sam is just farming he's just farming and farming for late game. As we see the fight break out top, a lot of damage going down on the Jarvan. He is first of all. Zounds backing up, and Bibipop also falls. So we have a 3v3, but it looks like Clueless is on the healthier end of it. Sam did manage to kill Wolfer, but Wolfer blowing his revive and coming back down with the Grand Stifle to pick up Sam.
Yeah, that Pantheon ult coming back with that revive, such a strong combo, able to die somewhere on the map and almost pretty much get all the way back. And the Tibbers is going down on Zounds. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with this and finish off the kill, and it doesn't seem like he is. Zounds is going to get out of that for free, and the Tibbers is down.
It's very important to note that Benchwarmers are playing for the Jax late game. This Jax is getting very, very farmed. He's now 1,000 gold up, and there is not really anything Pantheon can do to stop him at this point. As Pantheon got pretty much tower dove on his own point. So as soon as this Jax hits critical mass, I imagine Matt Supportal is going to start coming down to the bot lane and supporting him. Lulu Power Jax is a very terrifying thing as we see a pause.
Massive speed boost, massive AP, and Jax does do hybridized damage, so him getting an AP boost is, that's just more damage. Or I'm pretty sure Glitterlance still does AP boost, or did they remove that?
Unfortunately, the AP boost was removed for the incredible move speed steroid that they gave to to compensate.
But there is a chance for him to hit up to that, 100% move speed. So
there will be no escape from a Lulu Power, as Mad Supportal is going to get rooted, but she is going to set up an incredible ultimate for Brand, but the damage is mitigated by Maokai once again, and it looks like Buddha Rice might be able to pick up Bebepop with the minions. No, and on the other side of the fight we see Zounds and Movement able to take down... No, not able to take down anything just yet, actually. It seems like they managed to get Blueberry, but that is all. Mad Supportal blowing the revive, coming back top, and is going to get Ave. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Sam once again killing Wolfer.
Yep, he is managing to keep those kills. He is actually a level ahead of him now, so he has got the level 2 ultimate while Wolfer is still sitting on level 1. So having that extra level is going to make a world of a difference now, and he's probably going to head B here in a second to pick up that Blade of the Ruined King and finish it off.
He's now 1,400 gold ahead of Wolfer. And it doesn't seem like Clueless is going to do anything to bail them out. Meanwhile, top lane, Bibipop overstaying his welcome. He is 100% caught and not going to get away, but Blueberry blind-siding Mad Supportal, and Bibipop is stalling out Zounds. Movement is going to miss his standard combo on Blueberry. And it looks like, by some miracle, Clueless with the distractions, Bibipop getting away, they might manage to hold on to this quest point as their entire team arrives, even Wolfer.
Oh, that Urgot damage is so strong. He got that Muramana finished, and that Jarvan did not stand a chance.
Sam opting to tower dive Bibipop on bottom lane. Bibipop does not have Assault and Battery and just dies on the point. And we see Pantheon coming down with Grand Stifle. I don't think Sam's going to get away from this. He's going to opt to fight on very, very low HP. Blows his ultimate, but gets deleted by the critical strikes from Pantheon.
Yeah, he stood right in the middle of the man drop, and that is a lot of magic damage falling onto your face there. That's 700 magic damage. That's like an AP ult, essentially, hitting you at full force if you stand in the middle there.
While Clueless is seemingly winning this game, Jack's now 2,000 gold up in the bottom lane. And we do see the initiation from Jarvan on the Half-Hearted.
Yeah, he is going to try to be nuking down that Urgot as much as possible. Brand able to get his ultimate off to clean up the kill. Maokai trying to back off and regain some ground here. I think Clueless is going to need to back off of this fight. Vi is coming up, so he can be a 3v3. Is going to be able to get Assault and Battery onto the Lulu, but can he get his Q cooldown? Very nice juke by Bibipop there. Oh, is he going to finish off? Yes, he is, and now he's got to take on this Mundo with its ult up. That is going to be very hard to do as Vi here is going to be a big scuffle.
No, nothing particularly interesting should happen. Zounds can just throw cleavers in the top lane. This point should be neutral until everybody slowly starts coming back top. And this is where the wave respawn system kicks in, and, you know, bench warmers should get to the top point first.
Yeah, they should be able to make it all the way up there, but seems like actually Clueless, because Urgot was the first one to go down in that fight, is back up in time, absolutely melting that Mundo. Poor guy.
Parker's opting to leave his ult channeled on. He does not have a significant amount of mana with that build, but he does have a decent amount of mana regen, opting for the Chalice. Blueberry is going to come and bear this Lulu one more time. And he is looking for the brand as well, being very, very greedy.
Oh yeah, that Jarvan is going to punish that greed right there. Pushing a little too hard.
Hipeoples posturing for the gank on Sam. Wolfer trying to really get Sam to tower dive him. I don't know if Sam realizes it. He is going to poke him a little bit, make Hipeoples come into vision, and then he's going to immediately run back, and he should be able to Q the minions and get away.
Yeah, so he's backing out. Sam knows something is up here. Wolfer is being a little too gutsy. Oh, and Hipeoples was actually walking the opposite direction as Wolfer tried to engage him. And meanwhile, up in the top tree is going to go down. But is Hipeoples, yes, able to finish off the Jax? He does, however, have revive still. So he can pop this if he needs to. Brand is also up to help cover it, and they're going to both run down there.
Red team has captured the windmill.
And here comes the Supportal. Here comes the
is
Lulu
in the
Jax
back.
combination. And they are going to run down this poor Vi.
She is not going to be able to get anywhere. That Jax is going to stick to you like nothing else.
Clueless with the Maokai saplings already in the jungle, because Brand cannot tank these Maokai saplings, and they have full control. I'm surprised Matt Supportal has not gone for the loop-de-loop to come back and get Wolfer. He's taking his time doing it when he could have ran up to the lane and outright tower dove him. And we see Hipeoples responding to this with his own 2v2.
Yep, he's trying to get that damage out. Very nice glitter lance there by Z-Mike, able to just hit Hipeoples from the side. Oh, and the CC is so real as the Counter-Strike stun does come out on top of the Lulu knockup, but it was too much damage for Jax to handle. He cannot 1v2 just yet. He is not at that full capacity, and Mad Supportal showing why he's that top Lulu player there, just being as evasive as possible for as long as possible.
75% health.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we see Jarvan trying to fight Annie and Downs playing with a Parkhurst, the tank's fighting, but I don't know if Movement wants to take his chances fighting in the Maokai ult. That thing is going to explode for a lot of damage, but he does have a Hex Drinker, and he has opted to max Golden Aegis second, so the shields come down, and he is perfectly fine.
Yeah, all that extra shield, doesn't have to worry about it too much. Ooh, the Brand ult does get the one bounce, able to hit Wolfer for a little bit of damage here. I don't know. Oh, Jax did manage to catch up. He did use that Blade of the King to slow down Pantheon, will be able to blow him up. And Matt's Portal trying to get his bot point back, but there is a BB pop here.
Jax now 2,600 gold up on Pantheon, but really this game is going to become, will Sam be able to carry his team? And will the Mundo and the Brand scale hard enough in the late game in order to melt down this incredible frontline from Vi and Maokai?
Yeah, the Maokai has so much MR, and Brand has yet to get his Void Staff. But looks like Wolfer is actually ulting up into the top lane here onto Zounds and Jarvan. I don't know. Oh, can the Urgot damage make it happen? The Pantheon Spear coming through for the crit for the execution. Oh, and Movement missing his EQ across the wall there. Shot out just a little too far for him.
Meanwhile, Wolfer and Sam both finding themselves in incredible predicaments. Parker's thinking he can take Sam. He might end up falling here depending on how many attacks come down. Woo! Assault and Battery being blown as the just in case remover to save Parkhurst's life, as it's very important for your members to be on the field in Dominion. Yes. Bear coming down on Zounds. They are showing that they mean business and they want him off that point. Half-Hearted, the one who really packs the punch for the tanks, and he is going to get initiated on by Movement. He is very squishy. However, the Exhaust Me Ult come out, and he gets all of those defensive stats, managing to stay alive for a significant portion of time. Matt Supportal backing up, and Zounds looks like he is in no man's land, as Buddha Rice is just going to walk over and cap the refinery.
Yeah, they pushed so hard into bot lane, and then they completely forgot about their mid, and Buddha Rice just capitalized on that, walked on over, and took it.
Red team double kill.
Double kill coming out for Sam in the bottom lane as the tower dive to remove all remaining members of Clueless comes down. And the triple kill comes out, 11-6-0, absolutely no assist with 11k gold. Highest gold count in the game.
Yep, he is sitting on tons and tons of gold right now. That is putting him at quite the advantage. He has the Trinity Force, he has the Blade of the King. There are multiple options Jax can build next. He can go for Sanguine Blade for more lifesteal. He can go for Hydra for a lot of lifesteal. He can go for Last Whisper. It's just Jax has such versatile builds.
Now, Wolfer pulling the gold back a significant portion. He's only 1k gold behind since his roams of being able to pick up a substantial amount of minion wave. But his impact on the game has not been the same as this Jax.
No, Jax has definitely been showing off a lot more muscle and flex in these fights. But hopefully Wolfer can turn around. He does have the tri-pen finished, so he does have all the flat pen you can possibly get at this point, aside from getting another Brutalizer.
Clueless was trying to gank bottom, but the incredible amount of pressure from Bitchformers, 4v4 at Clueless's own midpoint, are just making sure that nobody is going to mess with this bottom lane matchup.
Yeah, they're just... Benchwarmers is putting so much pressure. They're saying, you know what, we're going to let them duke it out, and you guys have to deal with us up here. So the fight breaks out. Jarvan will be the first one to go down, but in the meantime, Pantheon does go down in the bot lane in that 1v1, just as they planned. But Pantheon does have the revive. He manages to get back down and finish that off, and it looks like Benchwarmers are going to have to back out of this encounter.
Blueberry chasing Zounds all the way through the vision, flows the ignite, make sure he gets that kill. Buddha Rice still playing games with Bibapop and Half-Hearted, dodges the Volt Breaker, misses all the rest of his skill shots, but gets the bounce from his ultimate to secure the kill. Mike looks like he might pick up Half-Hearted. What? Oh, yes, he does.
Just barely. So close. Very nicely done there by Z Mike.
17 minutes, the game looks pretty much dead even.
Yeah, the points are only 10 difference, which is... That's just you've neutralized it and recapped it once. It's not that big of a lead. Both of these teams are playing extraordinarily well right now.
And we see Sam looking like he's about to tower dive Wolfer once again. Bibapop already coming out of the bottom lane, but Sam has already finished him off. Will Sam opt a lifesteal or just run from this Vi who has beaten him after the rest of his cooldowns were down many a time?
That Jax damage is insane. Pantheon just can't do anything about it.
Ooh, the bear being dropped on the Buddha Rice, but the response is the Lulu ultimate. Buddha seeing if he can put some damage down on Blueberry, but it's just not enough. Mad Supportal being caught by the Pantheon+Urgot and the Maokai while Movement was trying to cap the midpoint. But it looks like he will be able to get away. Zounds, however, getting caught with a Noxian Corrosive Charge, and he is going to pop his ultimate and also run. Meanwhile, Sam's trying to 1v2. He is going to run for his life. He might manage to live. Zounds bringing 4 people down to this bottom lane. Sam, I don't know if he knows what he's getting into. He's going to opt to fight Wolfer anyway with the Mad Supporto coming in the back. Might be able to keep him alive as the Acid Hunters did with, and Sam is going to opt to try to burst Half-Hearted. Exhaust going out. Half is going to go down still. Sam hiding in his brush, wishing for somebody to come to his salvation for a lead. Nobody's going to come. And Bibapop getting exhausted on the turret, going to punch Buddha anyway. But it does not look like they're going to at this point.
No, they are going to have to back out of this as fast as they can and regroup and rethink their strategy. They are running out of time now. The timer is ticking down. 1:20 on the clock. So that's roughly about 2 minutes if the points do not shift left or right either way. But we'll see what happens now. They're going to have to make a play soon.
This game looks like it might come down to the absolute wire as Clueless regroups and finally gets some jungle pressure. Movement is just sitting on this top point by himself in vision. The One Trees player who, while he has pretty good mechanics, really hasn't learned all the Dominion map. He should be with his team in the jungle as Blueberry is just running, looking for somebody to bear, and the nerding is about to happen to Sam.
The nerding bot lane is real. They see a quest down there, they're like, we are getting this quest.
And the bear whiffs on Mad Supportal. Zound's going to try to come interrupt the cap, but it is too late. Parker's, the tree, is going to try to be the one to delay while the 3v4 happens in the bottom lane. Half-Hearted not going to go down. Sam really not underestimating the damage coming out from Half-Hearted is going to also go down in that engagement.
And that was also Quest, so in addition to the damage buff, the enemy team did lose 20 points off of their Nexus, so that will help bridge that gap there for Clueless and give them a little bit of advantage. Let's see if they can do something about getting this top point back. And that was a really smart play by them, by the way, because they saw movement just sitting up top, and they said, you know what, if you want to sit up top, that's cool, we're going to go take your bot and get the quest, and that's exactly what they did. And Jarvan was just too far away to do anything about it.
Movement still up top, in quite a predicament now, as he was still standing as the only one up there. Is going to go down very, very quickly.
Yep, and top lane will go back to Clueless there, and it looks like Maokai is going to try to hold bot, but Vi going in on Zounds, just trying to get some poke and some punch going down here. Urgot, I should say. Oh, Annie totally blowing up.
Blueberry has just had Mad Supportal's number this whole game. Bears have been reserved for the Lulu, and the Lulu has been absolutely deleting them. But we see Sam even diving the Maokai on a point. Wolfer going to use Grand Cypher, and Sam is just done. There's no escape for him.
I'm actually very surprised that Parker's managed to get him that low. That was pretty impressive.
That Maokai is sporting a death cap. He is very, very beefy, and does have a significant amount of damage, as we see Hipeoples being picked off by Buddha Rice and movement, but the push from Clueless in this bottom lane. Sam blowing revive, it looks like he's going to jump on Blueberry first. Blueberry gets polymorph. Half-Hearted decides to ult Sam into the entire team, and Sam is very quickly focused down.
And he did just pop his revive, so he's not going to be able to get back out, but Brand is coming down. He does not have revive speed boost, just normal speed boost. He respawned. And Half-Hearted doing his best to try to nuke down this Mundo, who is so bulky. Even with all the Muramana damage, it still takes a while to get him down. And they are going to be able to get this bot point on lockdown and under control again. And movement, again, nowhere to be found the entire time.
Clueless regaining the lead they once had at the start of this game.
And it is now in their favor. The timer is ticking. Let's see if Benchwarmers can make anything happen. Parker's trying to 1v1 the Jax. I don't know if that's going to work out, but he does the Wooglets. He does the golden tree statue just to buy a bit of time.
Trying his best with his Rylai's to fight Bibapop. He still does not have a Void Staff. He opted for the Rylai's, and it is not currently helping him.
Very nicely done. Movement was able to take out Blueberry up in that top lane, but very, very close, almost dying there. If it weren't for that Mauve Malmortius, he would have been down.
The counter nerding is happening. Sam, Mad Supportal, and Zounds all coming in on Wolfer, but the team of Clueless is responding very, very quickly, and Sam going to opt to eat another Volt Breaker.
Yep, and Bibapop doing a very wise decision to try and assault and battery during that counter-strike as to not take the stun duration, wasting time. Oof. But those Glitter Lances are so strong.
Wolfer is going to get his base off, and he does have Grand Skyfall up, so this is going to be a terrible fight in the bot lane if it does happen. But Sam, trying to be very preemptive, is going to try to get Blueberry down immediately. Meanwhile, at top lane, it looks like Buddha Rice and Movement are going to take down Half-Hearted. The Skyfall is going to come in bot lane, however, Parker's looks like he's going to go down to Sam. Wolfer is going to finish Mad Supportal off, and the root duration from Maokai is just enough for Wolfer to come around the corner and hit Sam with a spear, taking him down.
Pantheon does not have those Merc Treads, so that root duration is doing the full duration. He has opted for those Ninja Tabi because he is going against a Pantheon, which is very, very smart.
And this game, once again, is going to come down within 5 Nexus health at 23 minutes. We're coming down to the wire as Buddha Rice is being 2v1 tower dove on the top lane, blows his exhaust on Bibapop, blows his Zhonya's hourglass, but he is going to go down.
And they're going to try to get this. Movement is coming up. I think he does have his ultimate ready. He is going to be using it. The Tibbers misses. So close. But that Jarvan ultimate just moving him out of the way just in time. Meanwhile, Sam is getting 2v1 to in the bot lane. Half-Hearted is probably going to go down to the Mundo. He is just too bulky, running right through you.
Zounds looks like he's going to be able to turn the top fight as Sam is just holding on long enough. He has a Guardian Angel and Buddha Rice is back up. But he looks like he is going to 1v2 and maybe do an incredible amount of damage to Wolfer and Parker's at the same time. The Rylai's from Buddha Rice should pay off as he can chase to his heart's content.
Yeah, that zombie Brand chasing after everyone. He does have the Rylai's for the slow, meaning if he gets one spell on someone, they're going to be slowed so much and just be able to kite and chase very easily.
Buddha Rice gonna try to get this recall off before Boba hits him with the Volt Breaker. He does get away. Zounds and movement look like they might be able to catch Half-Hearted and he's by himself. Cleaver does, however, miss. And there's 50 seconds left in this game if it continues with a 3-cap for Benchwarmers.
Yeah, let's see if they can manage to get something else. They have normally been ganking bot because Movement's been showing himself there so much, but man, oh man, this Jarvan has just so much health, or excuse me, Mundo has so much health and armor. He's just, even the Urgot with all his damage is not doing that much.
And it looks like they're going to decide to nerd Sam. Sam is going to live for a decent amount of time as everybody on Benchwarmers beelines for the midpoint.
Yep, they ran for the mid, which is just the right reaction that you need to make in this situation. They said, you know what, you guys want to go gank bot, that's cool, put too many resources down there, and we are going to take your mid. But Pantheon coming in.
Pantheon coming in up top. It looks like Zounds is going to be left to fight Hafe and Bibipop. But however, Movement was being the hero. He is going to actually protect the bottom lane 1v2 against Annie and Maokai as all of Clueless run towards the top point.
Oh man, so now Wolfer's going to try to go get that top point. He does not have much time. He literally has to get this point capped right now. If anything interrupts him, it will be GG.
It looks like Wolfer will be able to get the neutral. Now let's see if Benchwarmers are going to go fight this 2v2 straight up. Sam comes in with the stun on Hape. Hape is going to get chunked because this Jax does way too much damage, but the Volt Breaker comes in and Sam is going to go down. Zounds, will he be able to finish Hape? Yes, he does, but they trade kills.
Oh, and here comes the Jarvan. He's coming in. He does have a good chunk of armor on him, so it's going to take them a few seconds to kill. The two bot laners, however, Buddha Rice and Mike, are heading down there to try and get that bot point. This game is down to the wire.
Mike is trying to be an incredible distraction. He is the only one up on Benchwarmers with his revive left, so he can afford to die. However, Buddha Rice, not standing next to his Yordle, is going to be the one that goes down instead, which is going to significantly delay anything that Benchwarmers can do in this game. They're effectively only going to have 30 seconds left after Buddha Rice comes up to make a play, and Clueless are already on their side of the map.
They are gaining that map control, making sure not to be sitting in vision, trying to get a catch. Ooh, and Movement getting caught out a little bit. Some damage is going to be put down on him. Bibipop is waiting in the wing. The Vault Breaker is going to come out, going to be hitting him. Goodbye, Jarvan, and here comes Mundo to try and cover it. Bot lane is recapped by Sam, and oh man, this game is so close. They are going to try to keep this one safe here, but all the armor shred going down onto Zounds. He is actually going to be taking quite a bit of damage there.
Half-Hearted being a real detriment to his stream. He swapped Brand into range of both of the melees, however, it seems to be okay as long as Master Portal doesn't manage to clean them both up. They are still holding on dearly to this midpoint, but I think they're finally going to have to give it up. It's going to come down to Sam. Sam has to be able to get this bot point from the Maokai, and the tree is just standing there, putting down his ultimate, clearing the wave, and making sure Sam cannot do anything. So it looks like Clueless might win this game. Zounds going for the back apple on top. I don't think he will be able to, however, get the neutral.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to get that in time, and Sam is not going to be making that play for the dive. Well, now he is, but Wolfer's already on his way back down. And that looks like it will be GG for game one.
28 minutes, 3-0 in the first game. Clueless is going to go 1-up over Benchwarmers.
That is some high ELO Dominion, my friends. That is next level, top tier play. Bringing it down to 3 points each. Both teams just going at it. The plays back and forth. Oh, so good. This is what it's all about. And let's get our post-game screen up, and we will check out our damage dealt.
Wolfer coming in very clutch in the late game with a lot of his Pantheon ultis, as he is actually the highest damage in the game.
He is, by 200 points there compared to Urgot, and he was also 2,000 damage up over the Jax. So, very nicely done.
Being able to come to the top fights, getting down those full duration Heartseeker strikes, bringing all that extra damage to their top comp late game. Everybody on Clueless does a respectable amount of damage. The issue, however, that Benchwarmers had in that game is they have a Dr. Mundo, they have a Lulu. They don't have as much damage. They have a Jarvan with an Aegis of the Legion. They don't scale that well into the late game, and there is still no Void Staff on Buddha Rice.
Yeah, they are seriously lacking in the pen department. When you're picking something like Lulu and Mundo, you really want to look for a hard carry, AD champion. So Jarvan could have worked pretty well, if he was building, the Glass or the Assassin, or picking something like a Vayne. I mean, you do have the legendary Dominion support player on your team, so you can run those AD carry compositions.
The issue, however, with running AD carry compositions is Clueless picked the counter to AD carries in the first pick. They insta-locked the Vi.
Yeah, with that Vi, it's very difficult to do. Actually, Vayne is a very good pickup against that Vi, because if she ults and then does a stealth tumble, it will break Vi's Vault Breaker. Or Vi's Assault and Battery. It will break the tether. So that could have worked out. I don't know how it would have gone, because that game was really back and forth. But I guess we'll have to get into our next game and see what is up. We're going to go to a very short, quick commercial break, and we will be right back with game number 2 of the finals.